of what Dust did today. We did yesterday predict that Dust was going to open up a little bit above the blue line. It was going to dip down a little bit, as it does. That's the whole point of the support in the early stages of a trend. And as you can see, that it opened up here around $18. Actually, went up to $18, and it closed right at our blue line. During the day, it went down as much as 11.5%. It was a little scary, but uh, we have experienced this so much in the past 4 or 5 years that we know exactly how it's going to react and what to be scared of. We were not panicking at all today. It was going to happen. It's an emotional week. The Fed just raised rates, and gold was going to make a comeback. It was down more than 2% the other day. That's the largest drop in one day it's had in a long time. And it actually was the lowest point in a while as well. So there was going to be an automatic bounce back, and Nugget was going to follow, along with all the other gold stocks, ABX, GLD. Both of them had pretty healthy margins today. So as long as it closed above or right at our blue line, we are okay with holding it one more day. So Monday we will reevaluate, and seeing that the last hour was a very, very good positive jump, um, we hope that the Bulls are back in control and going to push it further Monday morning. We have added two more lines to this chart. Yesterday we only had the blue lines. We went ahead and added the green lines. Is the same trend lines as the blue ones, but these are trending the moving average itself, the 8 day moving average. So what happens when we draw the line at the 8 day moving average and see how it bounces off? And today it bounced off perfectly. It actually touched the bottom axis of our green line and bounced back up, which is again a good sign. Where we have the next of these two lines right here, that's a pivot point. That's what we call a pivot point, and it usually has the complete opposite effect on the other side of the pivot point. So the green lines have already crossed. We are waiting on the blue lines to get there as well, and we're hoping next week or definitely before the end of the year. We um, and again, we can look up at the CCI, still a bullish signal. MACD looks okay. Um, just a very emotional time. If you cut out the last 2 3 days, we're basically right where we were. So we're not too far off, and not too bad in shape. What we're going to do is go ahead and switch over to Nugget and see why we're not as scared of the downfall in dust for the last 2 days. So when you look at Nugget, the first thing we see is that it has already had a negative cross between the 8 and the 20-day moving average. This is the first sign of trouble in paradise, basically. We see that where it closed positive, it was here. Where it closed negative is almost at the same spot. This tells us that it was not a solid uptrend. There was no V basically to chart anything at. Uh, the only guideline we had was the 50-day moving average, which it didn't even reach. So it tried to make a comeback today after a downfall yesterday. We believe that's because of gold having that bounce back due to it falling so much. Even gold didn't come up to where it fell from yesterday. So gold dropped about 2.2 to 2.6%. It only came back about 1.5 today. So it's still not up to where it was, and the charts show it. We can look at the CCI, still at a negative 103, 104, which is overbought or oversold territory. But the history of Nugget, just hanging out there for months at a time, um, is actually well known. In this case, it's probably going to be a week or two before it comes back up. MACD again, it tried, and when you look at the rate, of increase in the MACD compared to the rate of increase in the stock itself, it's not a positive trend. The MACD has now crossed at a higher rate, but look at the price. The price is the same, if not lower than when the MACD first crossed. So that's another sign of it maybe falling further. Uh, Nothing much other than we had a negative cross up here. We tried to come back here and just kept falling. The probability says that there's a higher probability of Nugget falling to probably, I could say between $17 $18, um, and dust rising to about $19 range as well. So we're gonna stick with our pick for dust. We're holding on. Um, until next time, thank you.